This is a really remarkable insect. This is the head louse, and it's a specialized ectoparasite that you only find in the hair on your head. It lives in a specialized, it's like a forest of hair, and they have to have some mechanism by which they can avoid the defense reactions of the host. If you feel lice biting or crawling through your hair, you start scratching. So what they have is these specialized claws on their legs, and they use these claws to clamp on to the hair follicles.
Although they're only the size of a fat grain of sand, they're heavily armed.
A specialized claw that comes around, and as they come to the hair, they attach when they detect any sort of movement or grooming activity of the host. So if you go like this, the lice are grasping on with these claws on the end of their legs. And you see that in these specimens. They're very flat this way, so dorsoventrally flattened. The legs are flat out to the side like this with these massive claws, and they have sucking mouthparts that allow them to specifically pierce the skin, get down into the blood vessels, and extract blood, and they feed on nothing else, just blood.
Well, who are you going to call? When you're told your kid has got head lice, most of us buy the shampoo and we do the stuff. But if you can't get rid of the infestation, here in Toronto, for example, you can call the Lice Squad. Dawn Mucci is a professional nitpicker, and today she's visiting Sarah, who's got a case of lice that just won't go away.
So we basically do an all-over check of the scalp, and we are looking for the nits, which are the tiny little teardrop-shaped eggs that are laid along the hair shaft. What I am finding are nits. Some look like empty casings, and they are considerably down the hair shaft, which means they've been growing down as the hair has been growing. In this case, it is a viable nit, as it's brownish in color. If it was an empty egg casing, it would be clear, opaque, almost see-through like saran wrap, whereas the viables are distinctly brown in color or grayish yellow.
So they specifically, when the female lays her egg, she comes along with specialized little clasping structures on the end of the abdomen. She sort of grasps the hair follicle, deposits an egg, and the egg, which is a nit, becomes cemented onto the hair. And it's there for good. It's very difficult to get it off the hair follicle.
I've tried everything over the counter. I've tried the combs, I've tried the different chemicals, I've tried the home remedies with the oils and the vinegars and the dippity-doo that they said to do. I've tried keeping the hair up, doing the hair in braids, pretty much everything that they say that will stop it, and nothing has stopped it.
And illustrates it sometimes.
It may be that these creatures have the best opportunity to move around right in our own schools, where children spend all day with each other.
Like with many of these ectoparasites, close and prolonged contact is going to be the best means of transportation, transport from one person to another.
But when he said the same
with young children where they maybe require a nap partway through the school day, or they fall asleep and they're, adjacent, their head is in close contact or in direct contact for maybe 15, 20 minutes or so, that's an opportunity for the transfer of lice. The lice will transfer if they get an opportunity to do so, but it's not something that there has to be a low risk for them, or they're essentially stranded and finished.
It seems that head lice are more commonly associated with who you spend your time with rather than your approach to soap and water. They can manage to thrive on a clean scalp no matter how much you wash it. But there are some people whom head lice really prefer to others.
We mainly do girls with beautiful long thick hair like this. We do boys. We have mothers. We have a lot of mothers. Actually, majority of our calls are mothers that have got it from their children, and they can't see to pick the lice out of their own hair. we have to literally go through, but with, you know, 1/2 inch to 2 inch sections, and look up and down the whole hair shaft for any nits that the comb has missed. Hopefully not too many will be left over after the comb out if it was done properly. And basically if we come across one that's managed to stay, we just remove it with our tweezers, which is a very easy way of getting it to come completely off.